Up until now, we weren't exactly sure one of these existed.
You'll hear rumors that a collector has cited one, but you'll never see a picture.
And this was just recently discovered and found out exactly what was in it.
It's like a unicorn in the hobby. It's a mythical creature. It just doesn't exist.
We are leaving Chicago and heading to Northwest Indiana.
You know, finds like this don't happen. It's once in a generation thing.
This is absolutely unbelievable. This is probably the Holy Grail of any sport, 70 on up.
Hello.
Good.
The company here is Baseball Card Exchange. I'm the owner, Steve Hart. In my 34th year of basically doing this every day of my life. Wow. Looks like it was shipped from O-Pee-Chee yesterday. I always thought to myself, if we ever were going to find a case of this, that it would probably be buried somewhere up deep in Canada, and the owners probably didn't even know they had it.
Well, that's exactly right. So what happened was this was a set collector, someone who collects not boxes, not singles, but sets. My name is Jason Simons. I am the New York City Consignment Director for our sports department. I help consigners and collectors figure out what they have and ultimately bring it to market. It was negative 40 degrees when we went there, and it was literally boxes and boxes and boxes of material, and ultimately at the bottom of those boxes, all the way in the back, was a 1979 O-Pee-Chee wax case.
The family, since they've had this for 40-some years, always assumed this was a 1980 case of hockey. Now, that's not so bad, 350,000. Until one day, someone finally asked them, you might want to check and see what's exactly in there. So they pulled back about an inch, and to their surprise, these are all white boxes. That's when they realized this was 79.80. You know, this went from 350,000 to pushing 3 million.
The case says 1980 on it. It's because the season straddled 2 years. It went 1979 into 1980, and something that O-Pee-Chee did, which is the manufacturer, is they would put the second year, the year that the finals would take place, on the cases.
O-Pee-Chee was always glued flaps, top and bottom. And I see nothing wrong with this case at all. It's unbelievable the shape it's in. We're going to go in through the bottom and take a look at the 16 boxes that are in it. Looks like it was kept in a very good environment. Okay, another thing we check for when we do these cases is always trying to see if there's a second set of glue that anybody has applied to the case. This one's flawless. Cool. And as fresh as they come. These are the whitest boxes. I don't think I've ever seen a display box this clean. So we have a total of what looks like 13 boxes, still with the tape intact. 3 where it has just barely popped from being brittle. My guess would be 2.5 pushing 3 million for the value of the case.
So this case has 16 full boxes. The last time Heritage had sold a box, we sold it for $210,000. Since then, those boxes are averaging around $150,000 to $200,000. So if you're doing the math in your head, it should end somewhere between $2.5 and $3 million.
We're going to wrap each box individually, label it as from a sealed case, then put all 16 back in the case, and wrap the case as one big item. Any business or hobby where there's a lot of money, there's a lot of problems, and we try to, weed out all the stuff that's resealed garbage and tampered with.
This is the first time and possibly the last time that one of these cases will ever show up in its original form in the open market.